back to Friday Read, where we help you find your next read. I'm Jill.
And I'm Julie. And it's a new year, and a lot of people make New Year's resolutions. So it's a new year, so let's get organized. So we've got some picks of fictional characters who are doing just that, or some nonfiction picks for you. So Jill, where do you want to start?
So we got some inspiration for you people who want to get organized. My first one is The Maid. This is Molly the Maid, the first in the series. Molly is very neat. She's got the right job for her. And she's very organized and keeps things in line. So it's kind of fun because it's like a murder mystery too. Molly Gray is not like everyone else. She struggles with social skills and misreads the intentions of others. Her gran used to interpret the world for her, codifying it in simple rules that Molly could live by. Since Gran died a few months ago, 25-year-old Molly has been navigating life's complexities all by herself. No matter. She throws herself with gusto into her work as a hotel maid. Her unique character, along with her obsessive love of cleaning and proper etiquette, make her an ideal fit for the job. She delights in donning her crisp uniform each morning, stocking her cart with miniature soaps and bottles, and returning guest rooms at the Regency Grand Hotel to a state of perfection. But Molly's orderly life is upended the day she enters the suite of an infamous and wealthy Charles Black, only to find it in a state of disarray and Mr. Black himself dead in his bed. Before she knows what's happening, Molly's unusual demeanor has the police targeting her as a lead suspect. She quickly finds herself caught in a web of deception, one she has no idea how to untangle. Fortunately for Molly, friends she never knew she had to unite with in order to search for clues of what really happened to Mr. Black. But will they be able to find the real killer before it's too late? A clue-like locked room mystery and a heartwarming journey of spirit. The Maid explores what it means to be the same as everyone else and yet entirely different. So, The Maid.
I like that book. Okay. I'm starting with just kind of a silly pick. This is Organize Your Corpses by Mary Jane Matheny. This book was published back in 2007, and it's the first book in the Charlotte Adams series. Charlotte Adams is a professional organizer. Nothing is out of place in her closets, but it's her life that's what's a mess. So she's dumped her cheating ex-fiancé, moved back home to Woodbridge, New York, and started making up to-do lists, some of which include solving the occasional murder. Charlotte's new job has her digging through years of accumulated junk to find some important documents. Instead, what she finds, her client, the meanest teacher in town, dead under a pile of the debris that plagued her. And there's no end to the list of suspects, starting with Charlotte herself. This book is followed by The Cluttered Corpse, Death Loves a Messy Desk, and 3 more books for a total of 6 books in this series. And as she says on the cover, death is never tidy. So organize your corpses.
Death is never tidy. So this is another character who's very neat. Will Trent. This is a new one, Will Trent by Karen Slaughter. This is also a TV series if you want to watch that. I think I see it on Hulu. This is Why We Lied. This was published last year. I think it's the newest one in the Will Trent series. It's number 12. And Will Trent is like a detective who, due to things that happened in his life, he's very neat and organized, and he likes to keep things perfect. So, everyone here is a liar, but only one of us is a killer. A secluded cabin retreat. For GBI investigator Will Trent and medical examiner Sarah Linton, McAlpine Lodge seems the ideal getaway to celebrate their honeymoon. Set on a gorgeous off-the-grid mountaintop property, it's the perfect place to unplug and reconnect. Until a bone-chilling scream cuts through the night. A murderer in their midst. Mercy Alpine, the manager of the lodge, is dead. The vicious storm raging and one access to the road to the property washed out. The murderer must be someone on the mountain. But as Will and Sarah investigate the Alpine family and other guests, they realize that everyone here is lying about their past, lying about their family, lying to themselves. Who killed Mercy McAlpine? It soon becomes clear that normal rules don't apply at McAlpine Lodge, and Will and Sarah are going to have to watch their step at every turn. Trapped on the resort, they must untangle a decades-old web of secrets and discover what happened to Mercy. With the killer poised to strike again, trip of a lifetime becomes a race against the clock. So, this is Why We Lied.
My next pick comes out of the nonfiction section, and this is The Home Edit, Stay Organized, The Ultimate Guide to Making Systems Stick by Clea Scherer and Joanna Teplin, and this was published back in 2023. It's one thing to get organized, but how do you make those systems stick? So this book takes the intimidation and hesitation out of the maintenance involved to prevent you from abandoning your once tidied systems, or maybe help you get organized in the first place. When you have a system that works, maintenance is a breeze. Think of your silverware. It's obvious where each utensil goes, so everyone in the house should know when you empty the dishwasher, where does the silverware go? Often when you're struggling to keep your home tidy, it's because your systems get too complex and need some tweaking. This book digs deeper to show you how to make it simpler. Throughout the book, the authors reveal the important habits, debunk the myths, address the setbacks of being organized, and have new and exclusive images showing you how to tackle the hardest and trickiest spaces in each room in order to create a home that's organized for the long term. With inventory checklists, tips for getting the whole family on board, fans frequently asked questions, and more, this book will help you move forward feeling calm, collected, and confidently organized, both with humor and relatability, and it also has beautiful images to enjoy along the way. So if you want to try to get organized and stay organized, check out the home edit, Stay Organized.
I like that they're in the closet, too.
Yeah,
I feel like my closet needs a good editing. So, if you still want to be inspired and not quite get organized yet, I got another one for you. And if you haven't read it, it's a little older, but if you talked to me in 2017, I would have told you only read this book because it's great. Elanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. Elanor is very neat and organized, and things have to be a certain way, and I love her. No one ever told Elanor that life should be better than fine. Meet Elanor Oliphant. She struggles with appropriate social skills and tends to say exactly what she's thinking. Nothing is missing in her carefully timetabled life of avoiding social interactions, where weekends are punctuated by frozen pizza, vodka, and phone chats with Mummy. But everything changes when Elanor meets Raymond, the bumbling and deeply unhygienic IT guy from her office. When she and Raymond together save Sammy, an elderly gentleman who has fallen on the sidewalk, the three become the kind of friends who rescue one another from the lives of isolation they have been living. And it is Raymond's big heart that will ultimately help Elanor find a way to repair her own profoundly damaged one. The only way to survive is to open your heart. So Elanor goes through quite a transformation in this book, so it's something to see.
I enjoyed that book too. My next pick is a fictional character. This is Objects of My Affection by Jill Smolinski. This was published back in 2012. It's a humorous, heartfelt novel by the author of The Next Thing on My List. A personal organizer must somehow convince a reclusive artist to give up her hoarding ways and let go of the stuff she's hung on to for decades. Lucy Bloom is broke, freshly dumped by her boyfriend and forced to sell her house to send her 19-year-old son to drug rehab. Although she's lost it all, she's determined to start over. So when she's offered this high-paying gig helping clear the clutter from the home of reclusive and eccentric painter Marva Meyer Rios, Lucy grabs it. Armed with the organizing expertise she gained while writing her book, Things Are Not People, and fueled by a burning desire to get her life back on track, Lucy rolls up her sleeves to take on the mess that fills every single room of Marva's huge home. Lucy soon learns that the real challenge may be taking on Marva herself, who seems to love the objects in her home too much to let go of any of them. While trying to stay on course toward a strict deadline, and with an ex-boyfriend back in the picture, a new romance on the scene, and her son's rehab not going as planned, Lucy discovers that Marva isn't just hoarding, she's also hiding a big secret.
Ooh.
So, Objects of My Affection.
So I do have a nonfiction book that'll help you get organized in a way that'll make you happy, and I should have maybe done a little research on how you pronounce this. It's the Little Book of Hygge. Hygge, the Danish way to live well. Hygge has been described as everything from the coziness of the soul to the pursuit of everyday pleasures. The Little Book of Hygge is the book we all need right now, and it is guaranteed to bring warmth and comfort to you and your loved ones this winter. Huga, Hyuga, Hygge. It's not really important how you choose to pronounce Hygge. What is important is that you feel it. Whether you're cuddled up on the sofa with a loved one or sharing comfort food with your closest friends, Hygge is about creating an atmosphere where you can let your guard down. So, this was published in 2016, but I think it is still as relevant as always.
I actually checked out that book. That was a cute book, too. My last two picks are just for fun, too. This is Hester Brown's Swept Off Her Feet, published back in 2011. The steps of a charmingly complex dance, Scotland's famous reel, are at the heart of Hester Brown's enchanting contemporary novel of two very different sisters whose dreams may come true at a romantic Scottish ball. Evie is in love with the past. An antiques appraiser in a London shop, Evie spins fanciful attachments to Victorian picture frames, French champagne glasses, satin evening gowns, and tattered teddy bears, regardless of their monetary value. Alice is in love with Fraser Graham, a dashing Scotsman whom Evie secretly desires. As crisply neat and stylish as Evie is cheerfully cluttered, Alice is a professional organizer, determined to pull her sister out of her comfort zone and who presents her with an irresistible offer. As a favor to friends of Fraser's family, Evie jumps at the chance to appraise a Scottish castle full of artifacts and heirlooms. What could be more thrilling than roaming the halls of Kettleshire and uncovering the McAndrews family treasures and their dusty secrets? But crossing paths with moody heir Robert McAndrew has Evie assessing what she wants the most. And at an upcoming candlelight gala, a traditional dance will set her heart reeling.
Aww.
So swept off her feet.
Swept
Two
off her
sisters.
feet. I love the... I have another one that will actually help you get organized if that's what you're looking for. And by the expert on organizing, Marie Kondo's Karashi at Home, How to Organize Your Space and Achieve Your Ideal Life by Marie Kondo. From the #1 best-selling sensation and Netflix car comes her inspirational visual guide to elevating joy in every aspect of your life. With more than 100 photographs of the Marie Kondo lifestyle, which is nice to look at pictures of things that are organized. Inspired by the Japanese concept of karashi, or way of life, Karashi at Home invites you to visualize your ideal life from the moment you wake up until the end of each day. By applying the time-tested query from Marie Kondo's The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, does it spark joy to your mindset and behaviors? You are invited to imagine what your life would look like, free of any limitations. This vision becomes a touch point that helps you make conscious, mindful choices in how you use every corner of your living space and how you take advantage of every moment. At its core, the KonMari philosophy focuses on not what to get rid of, but on what to keep. In this inspirational visual guide, beautiful photographs and Kondo's unique suggestion empower you to embrace what you love about your life and then reflect it in your home, activities, and relationships, like creating a calm nook for writing, taking time each morning to review a to-do list, or having a relaxing nighttime rituals to promote restful sleep. Your newfound clarity will inspire you to clear out the unneeded clutter. You can appreciate the inviting spaces, treasured belongings, and joy-sparking moments that remain. Marie Kondo's Karashi at Home.
Well, I started with organizing my corpses, and now I'm killed by clutter, which is a domestic bliss mystery by Leslie Kane. This was published in 2009. At first glance, decorator Erin Gilbert fell in love with the charming little bungalow on a quiet street in Crestview, Colorado, until she stepped inside. There, eccentric widow Helen Walker has created a maze of bric-a-brac, papers, and just plain stuff that she won't throw out. Erin's been hired to bring the home back to life, and she's not going to back down, even when her insufferable, irresistible competitor, Steve Sullivan, barges in. But it doesn't take long for Erin to realize that there is a method to her client's madness. A murderer does haunt this makeover, however. And somewhere in the clutter, there is at least one thing to die for. This is actually the 4th book in the Domestic Bliss mystery series, which begins with Death by Inferior Design. And this series has a total of 8 books.
Well, I hope if that your New Year's resolution is to get organized, I hope that we gave you some inspiration and maybe some people to read about who are going through the same thing.
Maybe they'll inspire you to get organized. We've been doing a little bit of organizing at our house. We thank you for watching our videos. You can find them on the Kimberly Public Library Facebook page, our website, and our YouTube channel. And next week we're going to take a deviation from New Year's resolutions, but we'll be back for more of those because I think a lot of people make them, and by the end of January I think a lot of them are broken. But
yeah, I might need some inspiration to keep going.
So we'll see what we can do for you. And until next time, thanks for watching.
Bye!